I found more peace when I stopped watching all these mainstream normie videos about NPD or, you know, healing and this kind of shit because they never acknowledge the elephant in the room. They never not acknowledge like the escalating frequency soup and the fallout and the nanotechnology and all the rest of it, nano aluminium and microwaves and any of that stuff. They never go near it, and it's a joke. Makes them a joke in my eyes, at least. To ignore all that stuff, I think they're a large part of the problem. And you can tell by my voice, it just trigger. Well, I don't know about triggers, but it grates me. I see them as cucks, to be honest, cucks. And so I stopped watching that stuff, and yeah, I feel less triggered. And some people say, "Oh, it's good that you're feeling triggered. That's meant to help you process it." Blah blah. But I don't see how it could be good for me in this context because the thing that triggers me is this. I see it as a like justified outrage, a justified anger that everyone's cucking on this stuff. Um, so how is it helping me? It's not. Uh, it adds weight to that whole like, oh, they're all NPCs, and they're all there to fucking try to hypnotize you and gaslight you. There's a guy I watch who reads all these books. Like, I read 500 books last year on doing the inner work, and he's a young guy. He's really intelligent and all that, and he looks amazingly healthy. But this is it's like the old school narcissistic abuse. They never talk about the governor. They all cuck all these channels. Like, they're still talking about having boundaries, and in my eyes, it's ludicrous. It's insane. You don't even have a boundary in your own body. You've got, allegedly, and it seems to be fucking as true as it could possibly be. Like, you got the nanotech cruising through your veins right now. Sadly, where's the boundary there? The top level narc, they tweak a tower or whatever, however it works. There are no boundaries. It's pretty damn likely, and of course you can't prove anything 100%, can you? But all the neuroweapons stuff, the mind control stuff, say nefarious people control those frequencies, there are no boundaries then. Even a lead hut, living in a lead hut in your living room, there are no boundaries. Maybe there's a boundary there if you do that. Maybe if you get your anti-nano bucket and detox and everything, but they never talk about any of that. No, they all fucking cuck. See, I don't watch them anymore because it's like, well, my narcissist uses neuroweapons on me, and what am I meant to do? Oh, you get out of your house, and then you have boundaries. You just have to move house. Like, get the fuck out of here. Other thing that makes me feel like it's a Truman Show and they're all NPCs is like, um, fuck, I just had my brain blank then. Yeah, it's like when I get on Google and it's like I search exact phrase of something, and then the only post I find is my post. I find like an article with that in purple lettering. It shows that you've already clicked on that article sometime earlier, and I click on it, and then I scroll down and I see my comment saying like narcissist with neuroweapons, and I can't find anyone else saying that on Google. And sure, maybe Google's been it has been massively censored, but are people saying that stuff? I wonder. I don't know. I don't. I don't give a shit if I'm special or anything. I don't care for that. But it's alarming. It's concerning. It's more concerning for me that no one's talking about that, rather than me being, a special boy for saying it first or anything. No, I don't care about that at all. I would wish that it was just common speak, common speak. Just got the lens cap on because I'm sitting in my room and it is a bit of a dive. Oh, he's a hoarder, his room's a mess, but it's like, they're probably trying to pull that one. That hoarder show was a big fucking like smear on abused people, I'm pretty sure. They probably ended up like that because they've been through decades of abuse. It's probably their way of, they didn't want to go outside because they get gang stalked. They didn't want to put their rubbish out on the curb because someone might look through it and try to like find anything on them. Probably that was the case, but yeah, I just got the lens cap on. You know, the matrix pod I live in nowadays is pretty small, and can't afford shelves or anything. So what the fuck are you gonna do? Got a bunch of shit on the floor. Not scat, just possessions and bird seed, of course. Bags of bird seed. It's a staple to get through this gaslight gulag. But yeah, just only talk about the low level shit, never the govern arc. Damn, man, I just made a post on Facebook about transhumanism. Like, I don't know how many fucking people are involved in it, but it must be a shit ton. A shit ton of, like, people in science, medical, neuroscience, robotics, or whatever, all that shit, and they've all, I guess, I can only guess because we never talk about shit. They either must be fine with it, and maybe they're all cluster B personalities, or I mean, I guess it is possible still that they think it's somehow going to be used for good, and maybe they are massively indoctrinated for like years and years in their training, and they can't break out of it. I don't know, but maybe they don't give a fuck. But if that was me doing that work, I couldn't look anyone in the eye ever again. I'd be so ashamed of myself. But however that shit works, we end up getting the shame. We end up being like the scapegoat and wearing all the shame. And I admit I find it hard to look people in the eye nowadays after what I've been through. I didn't do anything fucking wrong, but after all that abuse, it's just however it works, you carry that shame, and it's, I guess, just something about seeing all the horror, and you don't want to look at an innocent person that's unaffected in the eyes because they might see all that fucking horror. I don't know. There, all the talk of healing and that, and an escalating frequency gulag where people are dropping left and fucking right. Sorry, it's not a bird feeder motivational, it's just the truth. As far as I can ascertain the truth, I see the medical helicopters flying over every day. The last 2 years since people got the stuff put into them, the medical bullshit help. And it's like, how are you going to talk about boundaries from the narcissist? Still. So I just see them all as a bunch of, cucking fucking cucks, pretty much. Can't stand it. Yeah, I can't comprehend how many like people are complicit in this. That you know, stay silent, but also just all the people building the infrastructure, the technologies, all of it. I don't know how they keep. They must just keep, you know, like telling themselves, oh no, no, it's not that, that can't be real, like no, transhumanism's not going to be real. Where did all the insects go? Oh, it was because of the fossil fuels or something, you know. It wasn't the frequencies and the metals and the spraying and all this sky spraying and blah blah. It wasn't the nano aluminium and the fuels. I just end on this. Like I watched this fucking ginger-headed woman who's like, she was an activist, and people were saying, "Oh, we love you, you're a hero," or whatever. And she's being carried off by police, and the camera's filming her as she's being carried away, and it's all very like calm, and they really nailed the audio and everything perfect, and she's just calmly saying like, we must end the fossil fuels, and we must make our government change and all this stuff. And she's being allowed to say all this to a mainstream news channel. I think it's as clear as it gets when it comes to controlled opposition. And I looked at the comments of this channel, and they're all like debating like climate change isn't real, and then someone else was like, it's real. It's we need to get to electric vehicles or something. And I scrolled down, and like no one was mentioning geoengineering. I left a comment there. I couldn't help it, but it's fucking incredible. It's just, this makes you feel like you're in a simulation. I always hold off from that, but because it actually is possible that people could be so gone that they just the sheep were led away to learn a new song, like climate change real, climate change not real. Like those are the two songs. It's not like the geoengineering caused it. I mean, it is possible people are that gone. Like, you think about, I don't even know what's in the slop, as DBDR channel calls it, like the fast food slops. Who knows what's in those main chain fast foods. I haven't eaten that stuff for 20 years, and if you're drinking like unfiltered water and everything, eating like a bunch of junk foods, you never looked at any alternate media, and then you're around all the mainstream, like watching the television a lot. Who knows how I would have ended up. I still watch a little bit of TV. I still indulge in a little bit of junk food sometimes. Pretty healthy versions of junk food though, like without all the too many additives. But I don't know how I would have ended up. Or it's just me in a simulation and the world ended in 2012 and the Mayans were right, and that's why everything went to shit ever since. Could just be that. I don't know, just a Thursday tirade in the darkness. The darkness with the lens cap on, because the room's a tip. Damn, man, the normies have no idea. People have no idea what it's like to live in isolation. And we're even, I'm sure all that, don't be a victim, you're not a victim, there's all this mind control shit there as well, so you're not even meant to talk about any of that either. You're meant to feel shame, so that you just shut up and sit there and rot, motherfucker. It's basically what it is. And then people will guilt you into being a stoic and all that. I actually think it takes courage just to have a fucking whine, and it's a totally justifiable whine in this place. You must forgive them and let it go. It's like, well, maybe that would be appropriate if the crime wasn't getting worse by the fucking year. Oh, just forgive them and let them keep raping humanity into the ground. Fucking hell, man. I think how a dog behaves is right. You know, a dog's not going to be gaslit and manipulated. They see who the abuser is and they growl at them and they try to attack them. Um, we could at least growl at them, you know, rather than being like, oh, woof, woof, raise my vibration, woof, woof. Oh, there's a cat down the road, you know. Being so fucking manipulated. I love dogs. I see them as like, they're like my role model pretty much, because they didn't get totally MK'd. They didn't get the untraumatized, you know, non-ritually abused version of the mind control, like it seems like many truthers do when they go down these rabbit holes of, or sorry, rather when the algorithm sends you down that path of like New Age or Christianity, whichever it is. Victim blame yourself and yeah, anyway, I like the dogs' behaviour because they haven't been fucking mind controlled and manipulated endlessly, and they have a natural response to being abused. And I think their response is more apt than ours is. Don't know what else to say. It's a greyed out day here. We've got like a week of shit to look forward to now. They shut down our sun. Uh, Mostly drizzle, so it's gonna be a tough week to get through. Probably feel like shit and have all sorts of health problems. But you know, remember to do your inner work and keep healing. You know, read psychology books on how to heal, and just ignore that you're being poisoned by geoengineering. Listen to the ginger woman controlled opposition being carried away by police going on about, um, we need to stop the cars. If you stop the fucking airplanes, it would help. Anyways, yeah, it's time to get to the park like a good NPC bird feeder man. Go see my mates.